Hi, welcome to Calm Body. My name's Katie, and today's sequence is designed to help relieve back pain. These sequences are designed to help to strengthen the back, the core, and the leg muscles to support a healthy spine and to help to relieve tightness or discomfort in your back. As always, listen to your body. Take deep, fluid breaths as you go from pose to pose. And if any of these exercises make your discomfort worse, or if you feel any pain, reduce your range of motion or skip the pose altogether. All right, let's get started. Come to lie down on our backs, keeping the feet grounded down into the floor. And the toes and the feet are parallel to each other, which means that the toes aren't facing in and they're not facing out. They're facing forward. And same with the legs. Our knees aren't knocking in and they're not opening out. And so this pose is called constructive rest. It's a really nice pose. It helps to reset the thigh bones into the hip sockets, which is really nice for taking care of your lower back. And we want to keep this natural curve of the low spine. So you can almost place your fingers through that space in your low back or a piece of paper. So from here, you can place your hands wherever they feel comfortable. You can bring them to your belly or you can bring them to the floor. And here we're going to start with a few deep grounding breaths. So as you inhale in through the nose, imagine the breath is carrying up the spine all the way up through the top of the head. And then as you exhale, imagine that breath going back down your spine. Let's do that one more time. Take a big deep breath in through the nose. Feel that breath move all the way up through the top of the head. And as you exhale, feel that breath rolling back down the spine. From here, we're going to make our way into a hamstring stretch. And a hamstring stretch is really nice to take care of your lower back. Because we sit so much, our hamstrings can get really tight, and that pulls on the muscles in the lower back, which causes back pain. So even though we're taking care of our backs, stretching our hamstrings is really important. All right, so we're going to ground down the left foot into the floor and bring that right knee in towards the chest. We're going to interlace our fingers and place them behind that right thigh. And we want to create this resistance of kicking the leg into the hands. So we're not pulling that knee in close to the body or just letting it dangle. It's filled with intention, and you can feel that resistance as you kick the thigh into the hand. You can stay here if you feel that stretch. And if this isn't available to you, if grabbing behind the thigh is hard, you can always use a towel and place a towel behind the thigh. You can stay here. You can explore straightening that right leg. Explore this with curiosity. And if you find as you straighten that leg that you lose that resistance of the hands, or if your leg starts to shake, then bend that knee and just come back to a place that's more filled with ease. So in movement, we always want to try and find this balance of effort, but also of ease. You can play with circling that ankle to your right, or circling the ankle to the left. Good. Let's switch sides. Bring that right foot down to the ground. Left foot comes off the ground. Bend that left knee and clasp the hands behind the thigh. So that left knee is tracking over that left hip. And we want to feel this resistance of kicking the leg into the hands. And from here, you can stay bent, or if you want to explore straightening that left leg and seeing how that feels, you can explore that, but remembering to explore it with non-judgment and compassion. So this side may feel different from the first, and that's okay. Again, if you feel like your leg is shaking or you're losing that awareness of the resistance behind the leg, just rebend that left knee and come back to a more comfortable space. You can play with circling that ankle to the left and then to the right. If you find a spot that feels really nice, you can just stay there. All right, let's release the leg, and we'll come to lie down on our side. The knees are stacked on top of each other, and you can place your hand underneath your ear, or you can place your head down on your arm, whatever feels more comfortable. But we're going to keep that right leg nice and grounded, and we can keep your left hand on the floor for support if you'd like. We're going to start with hip circles. So we're going to start small, bringing that left knee off the ground, starting with small hip circles. And then we'll start to even move into larger hip circles here. And if this is too intense, you can always go back to the smaller hip circles. And this is really nice because it helps to lubricate the hips, but it also opens and strengthens them. So there's a lot going on. And again, really similar to the hamstrings, it's important to take care of the hips as we're taking care of our back. It's all connected. Good, let's switch to the other side. Switch the direction of those circles. Good, bring the knees to stack on top of each other, and we'll bend that left knee, grabbing the outside of that left foot, and pull that left heel in towards the buttock. So if you find that your knee is maybe coming up or forward, see if you can bring the knee to be in line with the hip. So it's a nice quad stretch, a really nice release from those circles. One more breath here. Good. Let's release that foot. We'll make our way to the other side. So again, you can place your head on your hands. That feels nice. Or you can place your head all the way down to your arm. Whatever feels more comfortable, but grounding down through that left leg. So this is really strong and grounded. You can place your right hand in front of you for support if you'd like. So we'll start with small hip circles. Again, helping to lubricate and open and strengthen those hips, which helps to support a really healthy back. So you can start small, and you can even start to explore with larger hip circles and seeing how that feels. But again, just exploring this movement with curiosity, and this side may very well feel different from the first, and that's okay. So see if you can notice those differences without any judgment and with compassion. Let's do the other side. Good. Okay, bring those knees to stack on top of each other. We'll grab the outside of that right foot and pull that right foot in towards the buttock. Good, so if you find that your knee is coming forward or up, we want to bring that knee to be in line with the hip. Pulling that foot in towards the buttock so you feel that nice quad stretch. Great, let's release the foot. We're gonna make our way to cat-cow. We're gonna come to all fours. So the hands are underneath your shoulders and the knees are underneath your hips. And if this is really intense with your knees on the ground, you can grab a blanket or a pillow and just place it under the knees so that they have support. Okay, so once we're here on all fours, we're gonna make our way into cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly and look up. Exhale, round the spine, look down. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. The tailbone comes up towards the sky. Exhale, round the spine and turn that gaze inward. One more. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the spine, look down. And you can do this at your own pace for the next few breaths. Maybe starting to explore a wiggle or a circle of the hips, or even a circling of the neck. You can even rock back and forth. But just breathing into those places that may feel tight or may feel tense. It can be really nice to close your eyes too, so you're turning that gaze inward and taking a moment to explore your body with curiosity. Good. From here, let's come back to a neutral position. So the spine is that place in between cat and in between cow. So we want to find this neutral place of the spine that's right in between the two. From here, we're going to walk the hands forward. We're going to make our way into puppy dog pose. So our hands walk forward. Our hands and our arms are about shoulder width apart. So here we're really exploring the hinge of the hips, which helps the low back. So you want to make sure your hips are on top of your knees, bringing the forehead to the floor. So walking the hands back here, we're going to tuck the toes under, and we'll start to feel this stretch on the back of the feet. Doesn't look like a lot, but it can be really intense. So if you already feel it on the back of the feet, you can keep your hands here and keep that weight forward. Or you can explore sitting those hips back on top of those heels. And even coming all the way up to a nice tall spine. And this is nice because it stretches the back of the feet and opens up the whole back side of the body. So we'll stay here with either a tall spine or forward. Wherever you are is absolutely perfect. But wherever you are, find a nice grounded place and take a few breaths. Good. Let's untuck those toes, coming to sit back on our heels. Let's place our hands over our hearts to seal the practice. Giving yourself a moment of gratitude for the time that you gave yourself to be here. We hope this sequence left you feeling much more relaxed and hopefully relieved some tension in your lower back. Thank you so much for practicing with me and the Calm community. Wishing you a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.